Good morning and welcome back to the DadCaff server. Yes, there we go. I'm going to call it the DadCaff server. And yeah, we're having a morning with Delenn. Apologies for being right in under the wire. Feeling a little rough this morning. The Sheep Queen is home again today, so I think she's probably got a bug that she's doing us the wonderful favor of sharing around. Can't always win, but that's just part of being a parent. So today's plan is, you can see we're still working on the castle. I'll give you a quick run through. We got ourselves the main outline of the castle that I'm actually going to stick with. Now, it sounds weird, but I'm actually going to stick with this one. We're going to take down the tail end of the rest of it and start digging the moats properly for the moat, which is the circle in the upper right, and then the bailey, which will be all around the outside of the castle. So there'll be some stripping down, and likely we may end up having to go into a cave over near our portal on the west, just to be able to actually get things going. I need to make sure the Twitch thing is enabled. There we go. Tab. There we go. So you will see most of the conversation, though I had noticed that every time I pop up a full screen map, it covers up all the conversations, so I do apologize for that. And yeah, so hopefully everything's going okay. Let's do first a Minecraft sound check just to make sure we're actually getting sounds through.
Hello?
DadCaff, yes, because we have Dad Rock and DadCaff, right? And people love to joke about his dad mod, which is a little bit like the joke about guys having a dad bod. We have a dad mod. That would be, in my mind, that would be his modded server. So if I can make it stick, it's going to be the DadCaff server. Yes, for sure. All right. Good morning, CJ Bot, by the way. Good to see you. So first things first, I'm going to do a bunch of, dump my inventory and do a bunch of taking down the old stuff. So have room to do the digging of, if I can think about it, of the moats. Okay, wood stuff goes down here. Dirt will go in the end. Stone related stuff. Boop, boop, boop. You don't need this. Let's dump the dirt. More stone. Just that. Alright. And then cobble can go outside here. This will eventually get moved inside because it used to be inside the walls, but it's not anymore. How are we doing on fuel? Ooh, not good. This one? No. Over here? No. Okay, so I need to make a fuel run. Buckets in the corner. Don't need that. I only have 5. That's a good place to start anyways. I did a bunch of poking around at my settings yesterday, and hopefully you have our sounds back. It seemed to work as of like 11:30 p.m. last night. Basically what had thrown me, just in case anybody was curious on technical front, since I whined about it a lot yesterday, but basically what had happened was that I had some problems with the computer having been updated to Windows 11. So it turned out I needed to remove and reinstall the drivers for my virtual cables. No problem there, not a big deal. But what happened after that was that... What did this do? Okay. Yep. Okay, there we go. So what happened after that was that the virtual cables, of course, then needed to be tied to every single one of the instances where they've been referenced in the past. So that was something I had not managed to get done in time for the last stream. And there were a few other pieces I hadn't realized that in updating some of the scenes, the source I had used had renamed the scenes entirely. So I had missed some of the linkages between the new scene and the places they were supposed to go, basically. So things weren't showing up. Okay. So I'm just going to be running around the castle. So I'll take this one with me. Hello! Good morning, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. How are you this morning? Okay, let's see. Which direction do I want to start?
Hello?
Let's start going outside this morning. Good morning, ITT Tom. Welcome on in. Welcome, welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
Ooh, I love those raids when everybody drops in. Hey, Zeroed. Yeah, there's a bit of a weird glitch there where it seems to be grabbing the wrong user pick. And I'm not quite sure yet where that comes from. But we're definitely getting there.
Hello?
So good morning and welcome into all the raiders. Welcome in Yellow and ITT Tom and Wolfen. And
Hello.
Fantastic Dog Fox is right on top of it with all the shoutouts. Morning Arch,
Hello.
morning Mel.
Oh, hello there.
Morning Poppy, good to see you all.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, lots of hellos going on. I wish I could remember where that particular hello came from. I like it a lot, and I just can't remember what it's from. So many sounds. The sounds work today. Yay! Yesterday was not a sound day. It was not working. There we go. That one works too. Great way to start the fight. So, for those of you that just came in, welcome to what I'm now referring to because I can as the DadCaff server. Yes. So it's the Java server for DadCraft 73. And my thought on that, I tried getting the Dadwell House name to stick because DadCraft had commented that he likes Maxwell House coffee. Didn't stick. So, but the idea for Dad Rock, for his Bedrock server, did stick. So I just said, fine. Then today I'm going to call it the DadCaff server. We'll see if that sticks. Everyone's face is Swanky's for now. I'm not quite sure why that is. Every once in a while I can get it to refresh, but there's something sick about that particular one. It pulls the wrong face. During my testing, you guys might smile, but during my testing I was Mr. Owl for most of it. So I mean, I love seeing their dog, but there's a limit to how much I want to see Sassy. I love Sassy and DC, but yeah. No, not as in decaf. No, as in caffeinated dad. DadCraft needs his coffee.
Hello?
Reheated 16 hours old or otherwise. So yes, I'm choosing to call it the DadCaff server because it's got a role similar to Dad Rock. And then that would also continue, or allow for the continuance of the joke about the modded server as well, being his dad mod. I've got to have that 16-hour coffee for him, huh? I like the real deal, whereas Fantastic Sherlock Fox has kindly prepared my coffee for this morning. He does it actually a lot of mornings, but we have a wonderful coffee machine that has a heater on it for 4 hours, and I have a Yeti mug that will keep coffee nice and hot for quite some time. So yeah, I get nice warm coffee. I like warm coffee. And some mornings I need coffee to move. Today, I don't know. I don't think today's one of those days. I'm actually warming up to playing the game a little easier than usual, which is weird because physically I'm feeling pretty rough. Not sure quite why. I think I've got Sheep Queen's bug. Which, maybe it's just I'm used to having a sinus bug. That's probably part of it. That and I have a plan for the day, which helps. Sometimes I can try and plan what I want to do on the server, and it just doesn't feel like it's going to come together, and this one is pretty straightforward, and one doesn't need to do a whole lot of decision making. I just need to tear things down. So what I'm actually doing is I'm not redesigning things as such. Yesterday we made some really good progress putting in the walls that I'm actually quite happy with, and so therefore I don't need these towers and the location of the rectangle hall. I will be putting in a hall, but it's going to be a little more aligned to the walls and probably slightly smaller, so I don't need the one that's there. Good morning, Scrublord. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And good morning to you too, Benson. I'm hoping that sub came through. I was a little wired and missed it, but I do apologize. And I may have missed sorting out that particular sound. It should have fired off. I don't know if it did.
Hello?
Morning, Neon. And hello there. I don't often see that emote. Glad you enjoy it. Yeah. So as things have been going a little bit better, my head's slowly turning towards getting a few more emotes. So if there's anything particular you guys would like to see, you could always slap it in the Discord, which gets it written, and that way it's under my nose. and I can start looking for something in that vein. I'm not the greatest artist. I can draw, but I mean, hey, my favorite sketches are actually the ones where I play a game with my kids. My dad introduced me to it. Basically, the idea is you take turns. One person starts a squiggle, and then the next person just tries to add something to the squiggle, so that between the two of you, you start making a picture. But you don't discuss what it is. So, the version I used to do with my dad actually was more, one makes a squiggle, the other one turns it into a picture, and then they make a squiggle for the first person. Yeah, so that's mostly the extent of my drawing practice. I think the last thing I drew was that looked half decent, like a thing, because I'm into sort of quasi-realism art. That it was a sketch of an armchair. That was probably, oh geez, now. I think the picture was probably now about 23, 24 years old, something like that. So, yeah. But I mean, hey, if I really needed to, I could do my own emotes. I'll probably dragoon Sheep Queen into drawing them instead. She's the one who's given us the facepalm emote and is willing to do more, but she just wants to know what I want drawn. And I said, well, how about some of the ones you see everybody else have? And then I realized, wait a minute, she's not old enough to have a Twitch account or a Discord account. So the only emotes she sees are the ones I show her. But if we need ideas, you know, that's good. I'm not sure if that's Timmy Jimmy there, to be honest with you. I think it might be. It might be. Yeah, there's that hype sticker. That's one that my daughter drew. And that one's probably mid last year. And we've talked about since then, if we're going to be using text, then I'd rather have her. She drew that on her tablet, so I said, if you're going to do text on your tablet, I would rather that you use straight lines, as in use a program that'll give you straight lines, just for the text part. I don't mind freehanding it for the drawing, but yeah. And then the facepalm is probably going to show up somewhere in chat pretty soon, and that's the most recent one. Which is funny because I'm actually dressed like that today. Let's just finish taking the tower down before I start taking down the wall. But that's where my brain's been a little bit this morning. So ITT Tom, I apologize for the delay, but I wanted to give you time to get in and prior to the sub, avoid any ads that you guys may have had coming in. What was it you were working on today? A furry little creature told me that you had a bit of a tech issue, but that somehow got solved. But what was it you were managing to work on when you were online? Illustrator works well. I'm not sure what she's currently using. Oddly enough, the two that you've seen there, I believe, might have been done in Notepad. Or not Notepad, like the Notes app. Although it's possible she may have been using one called Paper. So, yeah, I'll have to ask what she used for those. But my daughter's been taking, she got a Christmas gift of some mixed media art classes, and she's been having a blast. So, pardon me. So, I'm hoping that that'll give her some ideas of different ways of doing things, because if she wants to draw or paint or whatever, something else, and then I just scan it, that's awesome. And actually, she's got a neat piece that she did at school that's sitting farther back in my room, and it's one of these, like, some sort of chalk pastels on construction paper. And it's just, you know, schools and construction paper stuff. And she's doing a lot of that type of art, and I quite like it. So I kept this one in my office. Pastels are fun. They're hard to they're hard to protect, just to make sure that they don't get, you know, smeared all over everything else, or that one doesn't put other stuff on top of them and smear the picture. So I've got one frame. She did a different one that I got upstairs, which has not been protected yet, but she didn't like that one as much, so I don't think I'll get as much traction trying to protect that piece. I'm asking myself here, why am I bothering with collecting up all these bits? It's more of a habit than anything else. Because I have a stone generator that while it takes time to get the stone out of it, it's not like I'm running out of pieces. Yeah, I don't know if she's... I think being school, I don't think she's had a whole lot of exposure to charcoal, but they have talked about blending techniques in the chalk, so I think she probably has some direction at that one. We'll just have to see what she's got, and whether or not she's willing to be dragooned into it again. Because one of the thoughts is, I mean, I had considered doing, like actually paying somebody to do art, which I probably will end up doing eventually. But for now, my kids want to be involved in my streaming work sometimes. So that was one of the ways that they had wanted to be involved. My son originally wanted to draw a raid emote instead of the one I've got, but it just didn't come to be, and I'm okay with that because, you know, kids will be kids. They need to be able to do what they want to do for a while. Lots of people. So do remember, of course, if you're sticking around, that one of the things that doing the refresh does is, yes, it helps you count towards my numbers, but for me, more importantly, when I'm looking at the screen and trying to read chat, see where I left off, occasionally the weird yellow boxes that we get that says you came in as one of the raiders, like it actually puts a little frame around it, and that can be a little bit distracting for me. So if you guys refresh, then I don't have to worry about that part. So really it's how it looks, as opposed to, I'm not jonesing for numbers. And the other perk, the other part of it is that sometimes it glitches, and Fantastic Sherlock Fox gets marked as coming in as a raider for the entire stream. I don't know why it does that for him. So if it doesn't refresh, and I still see your frame, don't worry about it. It's nothing to, like, it's not a big deal. I can survive it. Or if you don't feel like refreshing because you're new here and just still want to keep checking out what's going on. You're not crazy, Arch. I do not know why that is the case. For some reason, my system seems to prefer the video over the audio when it sends things out. I have yet to figure out why that is. So I don't know what's going on there. What am I looking at? I can't remember. That's okay. But audio. I haven't the foggiest, but yeah, it seems to prefer putting one over the other, and we'll have to see why that is. But let's try that. Okay. Ian, are you saying below 480, or are you saying above 480? Because I know some people were saying if they go above 480, they get no audio whatsoever. And yeah, if any of the people who are technically inclined and have seen similar issues can clue me into their magic, that would be appreciated. I'm actually just realizing, just gonna take one quick look and see games properties. Nope. One of the things that used to cause me a lot of problems was that I like my game frame rate quite high when I'm actually playing, but obviously I don't need to share crazy high frame rates with you guys. So I had enabled the little checkbox for our OBS to limit how many frames it captures, so that it doesn't bother capturing any more frames than what you guys need to see. And that seemed to help for a while, but I don't know if maybe it's just it broke that setting, so I may think it's working when it's not really. That ladder sound always gets me. Go. Look at my corner going, I think I'm getting more of this stuff down. I don't have dirt in here, so let's not dig up dirt if we don't have to yet. Take down the other tower. So once we get a lot of this cleanup done, on the inside and outside. Then I'm actually intending to do some more diggy on the ground and put in the moats. Backcrats asked me yesterday if I was going to be lining the bottoms with, what do you call it? With magma block, sorry. I don't have magma block yet, for one thing, but the other part of it is I haven't decided for sure what I'm going to do with the outside moat, but for the inside one, I'm going to, like the part that ends up inside the Bailey zone, I'm going to leave that dry and just put a bridge across it, because really it's, in the historical sense, it's designed to slow down intruders, not to necessarily stop them in quite the same way. Could be. So it sounds like you've got something going a little bit better. Ah, yeah. So there is a possibility then that what I'm broadcasting might be a little too high end for what some of the machines want right now. Sometimes that happens. Let's see. Try and knock it down a touch and see what we've got. Output. Let's try. Apply that and see if we have problems. Alright. So over time, if things work, I'll try tapping it back to hopefully be a little bit less intensive on people's internet connections. I figured at the beginning it was go big or go home, so that I wasn't dropping frames and stuff. But if people aren't watching on a computer, then, you know, that's not great. Or if they're watching on a connection where they have other things to do, or the internet is spotty, then it's not going to help anybody to have a high output connection, or stream. Yes, that's the word, stream. But yeah, where was I going? I was just noting in the corner of my screen I've got a lot of little pink dots on the map, and that's because I'm using Zero's mini-map with the entities, I guess you could say entities tracking turned on. So when I have loose things drop that have not been picked up, then they're going to show up on the screen as little pink dots. At least the way I've got it configured. I believe other players are white dots. Passive mobs, I think, are yellow. I think. I never remember which of those two I've done. And then, in one of my configurations, I've turned the friendly mobs green, but I'm not really sure if that'll ever show. So many tech complexities. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is that when people's internet connections are spotty, you never know what. If you think you've got an internet or a setup that works, it's not a set it and forget it. Right, Swanky? We missed that term. Last night, Swanky was having a really fun conversation about infomercial people, and then we got into some of the silly phrases that people like Billy Mays and so on used to use in their TV commercials. And I was thinking of, at the time I was thinking of Weird Al, and brought up Ron Popeil, because Weird Al has this Mr. Popeil song. Yeah, and then we got into, but wait, there's more. Which I didn't bring it up then, but one of the other pieces that go from infomercial, and I think has probably influenced it, is probably influencing either, well, or both, the One More Thing from Steve Jobs of Apple fame, and it could also have been influencing the Peter Falk character Columbo in Mysteries, who always had one more question, just one more question. Hey, Scotch Tape, good to see you. I don't know which face you just got on the screen. It seems to be everybody is Swanky Potato today. But I'm glad it said hello to you, at least. That was an improvement over yesterday. We have some great people in stream today. I love it. Lots and lots of friends. So today I'm just ripping down towers and tearing up the portions of the castle I don't need. Now that I'm happy with the walls. The walls need more on them. They're not done. But the outline is pretty darn close to where I'm going to keep it. So we'll just be altering it up and down a little bit as get our moats put in. Oh, why? Thank you very much, Scotch Tape. I really appreciate that. I shouldn't tease, and then, so please feel free to ignore it or tell me to back off. But for curiosity's sake, was that a portion of the mouse fund? Because I heard you got a brand new mouse. In any case, welcome in and thank you very much for coming by. I really appreciate that. The fireworks worked! Yay! And it was. Yeah. What had occurred to me the other day, I don't often get Twitch payouts just because I don't push for it. I mean, I really appreciate it, and it's always a very, very pleasant surprise when I do get cheers or anything similar. And so when I saw a notice that I would be getting one this month, of course it was bonus, but it also occurred to me, you know, I think I might actually still have the physical paper checks around that haven't been deposited yet from a couple of previous ones from last year. I should probably do that because, I mean, until I deposit them, Twitch is getting interest on those funds. So, yeah. On principle, I'd rather have the money than them. So I'll probably do that this week then. Yeah, probably time to cash them. One of the reasons I was holding off, actually, is that I need to contact the support desk and complain at them a little bit. I know it sounds ungrateful when I just said it's a lovely surprise, but you guys put in so much of your money, and as a Canadian, I've gone and filled out the tax forms that Twitch's screen, when I fill it out, tells me, therefore I should have no withholdings, other than, you know, the fee for actually cutting the check. But they wanted, between the fee and the withholdings, it was nearly $20. And so that's not great. So I want to figure out what on earth is going on there. Is there a reason that something is actually costing more fee than I should, so it says the bit that they guesstimate to withhold for tax purposes is actually coming off, in spite of the fact that I've twice filled out forms that say I shouldn't be getting any withholding whatsoever. So I'm actually wondering then if maybe that, rather than cutting it straight out, maybe it's one of those ones, then they'll come back with it, with me going, no. You'll have to submit your forms to your government for tax purposes, and then it becomes paid out as part of your return or something silly like that. Now, from my point of view, that does the math. But it doesn't make sense because how's Twitch going to know to pay the Canadian government for that? It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, there's both sides of it. Okay, I don't need this because I was keeping the villagers inside. I got the fence closed so they won't actually get out. So I do need to get hold of them and say, dudes, are you actually gypping the Canadians, or is there something here that I'm not understanding? Because, I mean, the exchange rate right now is dumb enough as it is. Yeah, things to do. But, Can't be sitting in your office, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, because I got them right here. You probably have the newest one, but I've got the old two. Sitting right underneath my lovely bearded dragon friend from DadCaff. And actually, if Fantastic Sherlock Fox can take a moment at some point on stream, I will on stream open the box that DadCaff sent me in the mail. I've got one of the Wednesdays that was headed our way has arrived, and so I should probably open that up. Yeah, you've got Fantastic Sherlock Fox. You probably have the most recent one because I haven't brought that one into the office yet. Or it could be that they were sitting up there with the paperwork long enough that since we devised a different plan, I just took them down with me. It's possible that's the case too. We have a bit of banking work to do and stuff that we need to get done this week. Anyways, our local bank actually has a cool program for our kids where if you sign them up for their first checking account, so like a youth concept, although youth in their mind means up until 25, but then they will kick in a bonus of like $150. Now, even after exchange rate to American funds, that's still a decent chunk. You know, and when you're talking kids who are putting in their piggy banks, that's like half again what they currently have saved, ballparking, you know. So nothing to sniff at there. And so we're going to get them all signed up for that. The side effect, though, is that they get their first debit card. So we're going to have interesting conversations on that front. I don't think our kids are going to spend things willy-nilly, and we may even choose to be those parents that tuck away the debit card unless there's something the kids want. Oh, Neon, you probably... What is it here? Yeah. 15 seconds? Okay, I'd suggest just waiting it out, but I have a suspicion that you probably tried to use an ellipsis, the ... without a space between the tail end dots and your next word. That is very, very common around here. Naughty, naughty Neon. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. For some reason, and I'm still trying to figure out why that is, that I only have I might have a bit of moderation on from Stream Elements. I thought I'd turn that down or off, but otherwise the only moderation I've got turned on right now is the stuff that Twitch offers, which you would think then would show similar behavior for my channel as it does for others. But that ellipsis will get you every time. If there isn't a space right after it. Oh, whoops. Whoops, I don't need to be doing that. I mean, eventually, yes, but not right now. There, okay. Let's just keep going. Actually, I keep getting distracted and grabbing this rectangle, so let's just get rid of it. The other thing, once I get the inside of this cleared out, I'm going to actually bother to path block everything in here. I'll probably do something different later, but for now, I'll path block it, just because we don't need those golems wandering all over the place. I have safety fence, so to speak, up by my actual iron farm, just so that the golems can't stand on the corners, get counted, and shut the iron farm down. They're probably already close enough when they get up to the fence that they are causing rate issues, so if I can reduce that, it's better. Yeah. Yellow knows that one very, very well, as does Swanky, that the ellipsis on my channel needs to have a space behind it. Otherwise it thinks it's a link. I've tried allowing it, but it doesn't seem to take. So I don't know why it does that. And of course, as you can understand, that would be a very dangerous idea to just allow everybody to post links. The other option I have is to try and figure out if I can tweak the moderation settings if it's going to be fussy like that, just to grab it and allow a... Thank you. To grab it and allow a mod to approve the message. So that's another option that I'm probably working with. So, Fantastic Sherlock Fox has brought down the box for me, and I just realized what time it is, so I think what I'll probably do is hold off to the top of the hour, and then we will open DadCaff's box. See, we've got lovely little box. Came from... Yep. There we go. I have the box. So we'll see what DadCaff sent. I can hear it rattling. And we'll see what's inside. I'm quite curious. Okay. So, let's see. I've got a bunch of stuff outside the wall, but that'll despawn. Alright, so other than this weird chunk across the front, we are done the major part of the cleanup. I've still got cobblestone in places, and that's because that's going to be where the wall is between the Bailey and the Mott Hill. And I do still have to build the towers that actually are sort of the gate bits. But that's intentionally being left till later because... Oops, pardon me. intention of being left till later because I don't really know how big these interior moats are going to be, so that I can actually put the other ones on it. Ooh. I apologize for that. I really wish I knew why it was doing that, Arch. Confused. Very, very confused. Weirdly, although I know that OBS is usually wrong, and it reports my CPU completely incorrectly, I'm amused that right now it thinks that it's capping out at 1% usage of my CPU. I'm like, yeah. That, like, never happens, so no. No, not likely. Okay, now that I've got a fence going up, I don't have to block in. So maybe I should dump some of these things, that'd be easier. Dump the wood. Wood. Door. Buttons. Oh, the door doesn't go there, actually. Wood. More wood. Don't need this one. Don't need those. I'll eventually need those, but not right now. Put these over there. Let's take a quick run outside and put some more of these in the smelter. Actually, let's pick up the rest first. So the reason I have so much cobble, and the reason I don't care, is I'm taking down the old walls. That's pretty clear. But I have where we picked up the lava earlier on. So this is also the lava is being generated on the right, and then in the center I've got what should be a stone generator. However, even though I've got silk touch on my pick, it gives me cobble a lot of the time, and that's because when we have so many people on the server, just the lag seems to prioritize letting the lava come down before the water. And when that happens, then we end up with cobble being generated rather than stone being generated. And so that's where that's coming from. Once you've got cobble generated, there's nothing you can do about it to turn it into stone other than bake it. Oh, yes. I totally understand, Wolfen. Take all the time you need. My youngest is home too. That's Sheep Queen. So yeah, at some point between streams, she'll probably want to play something. We'll see if I'm actually going to let her, or whether or not I'm going to tell her she has to do something educational. But a lot of it depends on how much she's been doing in between. So I only have one bucket. I might as well not bother going back outside at the moment. Okay, so dirt-wise, I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, and weirdly, I woke up with a plan. Don't know how that works, because that's not my normal style, but I'm going to make the... okay, so a Mott and Bailey Castle is basically a Mott thing, which is the hill, so it's, and it may sound like that's related to the moat, but it's, in a way, it's sort of a double moat format. Oh, hush. So this would be the moat, but as you can hear quite clearly, this is supposed to be my iron farm when it wants to work. A little pokey, but that's fine. I bet you my dudes are too close again. Whatever. Anyway, so that this one being an iron farm is not easy to raise up. The castle that I'm modeling this loosely after probably would have had a Mott hill of about 80 meters tall. So we're talking, geez, a third of 80 meters. 23, 24, something like that. Anyways, but the point is, so we're looking at nearly 100 yards. Oh, no, that's not it. My math is way out. Anyways, but the point is, it's more than 80 yards. And so that would be pretty high. I usually think in meters. But anyways, it would be pretty high. However, I obviously can't do that in Minecraft very successfully. The other thing is there's a secondary moat that goes around the outside of the wall as well. So it just connects onto the moat from this thing. So rather than going 80 meters high, and still have to figure out how to terrace down, I'm just going to make it 2 blocks high for about 3 levels, maybe 4. sorry. And then smooth out from there towards the Bailey zone. And then do some sort of other moat outside it. We have, if I take a quick look at the landscape, we have sections that actually north of the castle are higher than the moat should be, as they are south of the castle. So the viewing range is quite limited at the moment. After we get all the moats done, I'm going to do the walls part like you see on the moat circle, and then I'm going to start tearing down the other pieces. This gray zone on the west may actually prove to be like 1 block thick, maybe 2 at most, above a big cavern. So I will eventually go there, but not yet. And we can see I finally have a portal! Yay! Yesterday, on my first stream, I think it was, Zerk kindly was working on that portal connection to the nether roof for me. And he got it done, so I happened to catch him at it, and he managed a lovely video bomb. Worked beautifully. But I haven't been through it yet. Haven't been through the portal. Okay. So I'm going to make it 2 blocks high, and the reason for that is then it serves the purpose I'm looking at. Villagers and myself until I get a beacon, and golems and whatever can't climb the double layer height. So that will do what I need for image purposes. I'm actually kind of curious how Shape Queen's been in Minecraft EDU, unless it's her home standalone version, because as I understand it, they can't actually access the school's server from home. So I'm a little bit puzzled on that one. But not gonna argue. Not gonna argue. 2, and then this one's got to go down 2 blocks. 3 actually. There we go. So it sounds funny that she's playing Minecraft, and yet it's educational. It's not just that it's the educational version of Minecraft. The class has actually been working on assignments in educational Minecraft for school. I mean, it could be possible that she's just practicing with the interface, and I'll give her that, I guess. But she has projects in school where they're actually, at her grade, working on landforms. So she has to create, in essence, biomes that look kind of like the ones that we actually have in Canada, and that was part of their social studies class. The grade above her, I can't remember what they're working on, but it's something that seems more Minecrafty in my mind. Oh, okay, so she is working on that. I'm kind of curious how she's going to show the teacher, but I'm not going to argue. You know, maybe she's got a way of doing it. I'm going to have to repeat this design on the outside and go all around the tower as well, but I figured if I got the inside part, then I can start to react with how react to the villagers. Okay, so I've got 1 layer down, 2 layers down, 3 layers down. A lot of it is how much do I want to dig out beyond my walls, or how much do I want to lower the walls, really where the question comes in. Because all of these walls need to get lowered once I've dug the mod, I think. I'm just going to double check with my reference, and we'll keep this reference on only for a little while, then I'll turn it off again. Okay, so you can start to see that we've got a moat that goes around the main one, and it actually doesn't have to have the other one lowered. It comes down and then comes back up. So I don't have to lower this area. Yay! Okay, good. Good. I might even just level it. We'll see. Leveling it would actually be probably a smart idea. So just pull down part of the sides in this corner, and maybe the other corners, just to level everything out. But it's not like I'm going to have problems finding enough dirt to do so. Okay, so let's go. How many blocks out do I want from this edge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. And 6. Okay. So let's try and get this one down by the 2. Now this is dumb, but I'd rather not have things spawning while I'm working on it. 1 level. And then this will come down another one here. Take that out. 2. One more down. 3. Sure. Extra, but sure. Why not? Okay. Take this out. Oops, that would get a villager in there. Do I have a fence? No, I do not. Let's take this one. Okay. Now villagers can't fit. Alright, that's 2 down. And then I was going to go 1 block out. Actually, I need more fences. It's easier to just do it with more fences. Oh, I think I have extras, so why not? Make a match for now. Right. Where are we here? Oops. That's the corner of the wall I can't do much with. One. This can come down further. Buttons, okay. Put that in there for now. I need to grab buttons. I don't normally like that, but it's useful for spawn proofing at least. Now we've got more we can clean out, and I should probably eat, or somebody else has to remind me. I've been asked, and Wolfen's comments reminded me, I've been asked whether or not I've ever played Roblox, and no, I have not. Part of it, I'll be honest, is because I heard some nasty rumors about what can happen with Roblox. And so I was leery to let my kids play it on their own. And that seems to be, I mean, they're at that age right now where if they can't play something on their own, then they generally don't want to be there. You know, and I can't blame them. Going into the fence? We'll see. So I'm always amused to see what it is that attracts people to that game. It's just not one that ever really got my attention, I suppose. 1, 2. Oh. Oh. This should be down another level. Okay. Button. Yeah. And I'm curious, Wolfen, what is it about Roblox that you're not a huge fan of? Once again, I don't want to, bias anybody, and I also recognize that your local Roblox player could be surfing your shoulder right now, so I don't want to predispose them against the game that they're enjoying. Okay, good. People can be mean. That's really what it comes down to for me. It's the people being mean, and sometimes the mean is somewhat inappropriate. Not always, but I have heard sometimes it can be. Oops. Keep my markings consistent so that I don't lose my spot. Okay, yeah, that's part of what I've heard. The other part of it is I've heard that there are certain zones where sometimes there's adult situations and adult conversation, and that was one that kind of worried me a little bit. Well, the creeper explosion, the creeper sound didn't get me this time, CJ, but it works, which is an improvement over last time. This one. And that wall's going to be there, so it's this piece. I guess I don't really need, once I get this down, correct number of blocks, I guess I don't really need to have the fences anymore. Even I can't get up there right now. Yeah, which is curious because it's one of those ones where some people had said, hey, you know, my family chose Roblox over buying Minecraft. I'm like, okay, you know, to each their own, whatever works for you. But I just don't know a whole lot about the game. I've just had heard those sorts of things. So when one of my kids' friends had asked, hey, would you like to come play Roblox with me? And I had said to my son, you know, just make sure you do your looking into things and that you know what you're getting into here. And he just said, you know, I don't have that much interest in the game, so I'm going to say no thank you. I like this friend, but not enough to risk getting myself into something like that. Okay, cool. You know, I'm... Uh-oh. Crap, run. That's not good. Not good at all. I honestly thought he was going to chase me. Yeah, I'm in trouble now. The boom, that particular one may be fairly quiet. Let's see what I can do about that sound being quiet. It's easy enough. Now that I have it working, it's easy enough to turn up the volume. Actions. Sounds. Where did that one go? Sound. Creeper. Edit. We're at 100, so let's try 120. 120%. Test. Yeah, that'll get me. That'll get me. They have a tolerance. I hope. I hope they have a tolerance. Because that would stink otherwise. I know I need to get rid of this, but I'm not holding wood stuff in my inventory right now, so I'm just going to leave that be. Does anybody remember whether or not villagers can climb ladders? I forgot about that part. Please don't hit me. I don't want to hit you. Oh, haha. Well, that explains a lot as well, actually. Part of why I was wondering where my levels were is because this tower somehow got built a whole layer lower than the other one. Yes, but if I leave the bottom one out, they can't. Okay, great. Perfect. That's good to know because that means that I can put a little bit of a ladder up here from now until I can get the bridge built to actually get myself up here. I put one. Oh, path blocked. Ha ha ha. That's not gonna work. Alrighty then. Let's try this one. 1, 2. That gets me up, which is fine. At least that's doing something. Right. Now I have to remember where I put the ladders. And we'll find out whether or not I didn't path block far enough out. Actually. Okay. So this is going to seem weird, but I'm actually going to level this out because it's going to bug me if I don't. 1, 2, 3. This is supposed to be part of the hill, not part of the tower. There we go. Okay. And that's the hill. I'll block everything eventually. Just do that one now. This one's gotta go. These two actually will be the other type. Do I have? Yes, I do have bricks. Bricks, stone, dirt, stone. You can see why I didn't actually fix the cobble is because I've got lava up in top, and if I fix that, then I'm going to have a huge hole at the moment, and that's not great. There, now that looks better. Okay, so 2 blocks down. Is that 2? Yeah. I suppose if this is stone on the outside stairs, if I was to put a piece of this, I always thought it had to be through, whatever you call that stuff, the dripstone block. But I wonder, I'm going to experiment, and even if I'm wrong, it's decorative, right? There you go. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Let's just put it at that end, and that will also remind me in a short form that that's the end where I'm going to be cutting stone from and picking it up at this end. Because that way I can get closer to the block. Okay, so let's get this cleaned up. I like the 1 block ridge because it's, my brain just seems to think that that's a more smooth hill. If I keep the 1 block ridge for walking on, more or less. More of a habit than anything else, I suppose. And eventually this part will need to be fixed because I have to account for the fact that this lava farm is here but won't always be here. Okay. Sir, you were in the wrong spot. You're actually, in fact, in the way. Quite nicely in the way. What am I doing? 2, 2, 2. Okay. I need this 1, unless I put a ladder, which I can do. Yep, that'll work. Alright, so this won't be perfect. Ooh, buddy. Can I fit up in behind you? Yes. So that'll be hill. This will be gone. Figure out how to go. Okay, so it's actually from that circle that we need 2 deep. Don't need 2 deep on the other side yet. That's actually probably going to be leveled out. Leave that one there. Okay. So where's the circle going? Going around the corner there. But only 2 deep from this spot. This needs to come out. Where am I at? Oops, I'm a regular wall. Silly. This is the ends are complicated. Sort of. 1. Okay. So we've got the golems not able to get up there. That's good news. That's coming down, coming down. So I'm now into the next level. 1, 2, 3. So this one is 2 holes deep. Hello. Please don't fall in the hole. Punch a hole down there. It's confusing for me. Okay, we've hit the top of the hour. So I'm just going to, yeah. Isn't that how it always goes? I'm just going to. All right. Take this one out. Get me up here. Get me up here! And we'll sleep away the day, just so we don't end up with phantoms. Oh, that was weird. I'm watching the little clock on the mini-map, and it was rubber banding itself back and forth. It's still doing it. So we've got 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 8. No, it's bouncing all over the place. So we've got some sort of weird timing lag going on. Looks like it's proceeding okay now, but just at bedtime it was actually getting worse. Okay, so now that we're here, get out of the way so that nothing can really push me around all that much. And we'll T for conversation. Now let's get this box open, actually. Let's go to a different... So you're going to lose sight of the chat for a few minutes. Sorry, guys. I don't have that chatting screen on yet. Let's go over here. And we're going to open the box from DadCaff. It's right set up. Yeah, it is. So Fantastic Chalk Box kindly split the backside for me to make it easier to open up. So from the bottom, I guess, we've got some bubble wrap. My kids are going to love that. Hike! Yay! Hike! And I've got things wrapped in paper. Ooh! There's lots of stuff. Okay. Start with the ones that are loose. So I've got... I'm not sure what these are. They look like... Ooh! They look like... Let's see if I can get this to go close to the camera. Little micro dragons. I got 2 of those. Probably because I have 2 munchkins. There's the other cute little one. Woohoo! And then, let's see what else we've got loose in here. We've got, I'm not particularly sure what that is, but it's like a flying critter in red. It doesn't show all that well in red, me in red. But yeah, it's got claws and stuff. And it's flat, so I'm assuming it was printed on its back. So it looks really cool. Let's turn it this way one more time. See if we can get some definition. There we go. And then we've got... Oh, what is this thing called? I'm trying to remember, but one of those long-necked swimming dinosaurs. That's pretty cool. I suspect that's for Fantastic Chalk Box. Aha! I've got one of whatever those things were. I'll have to remember what it was and ask, but I remember they have a purpose. There's a job, but I don't remember what they're for. Oh well. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Let's derail for the note before we get to the opening packages. We have a note from DC, and it says, "Thanks for being part of the community. Hope you... something this." I don't know. See? Oops. I hope you get this. Haha. So yes, I'll have to tell him, I got it. I got it. I don't know what happens, because the last one, it disappeared in that it got to the point where the US Postal Service should have stopped knowing about it, and then the Canadian Postal Service take over, but it never notified us that the Canadian Postal Service knew anything about it. I have something that's clearly not for me. You guys can guess who that's for. It has a partner. So it's going to have 2 of them now. I love it. This is the Amazing Fox. Amazing Green PLA. Love it. And then there's still more. But wait, there's more. Yes. You can hear it crackling and rattling. Okay. Last one. We've got... Opening it up, opening up, opening up. And I have got... Ooh! I've got one of the owls. Now with the head on it. This head turns. Woohoo! This one will probably have to be my buddy on my desk when I'm watching Huge Stormy Owl. And Owl Poppins. Love it. And even the way it's printed gives the eyes... It's really hard to show on camera. But the way it's printed gives the eyes little pupils. Yeah, it doesn't show. But they've got nice little feathers on the chest. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. The only one mystery piece that I need to figure out what it's for. And the rest of it is great. Yes, the fox is clearly not for me. And I assume little mini dragons, because there's 2 of them, are probably for the kids. For sure. Alright, so that was my DC haul for the day. Impressive. Very, very impressive. I'm going to have to thank him very profusely when I see him next. And probably put a group shot of all the bits and bobs in stream. Not to make anybody envious or anything like that, just simply to say thank you. So yeah, amazing. DC's I got it signed. Though I didn't share the last one actually. The last one came through. Last one says, Dell, thanks for being a part of the community. I added a few things for the kids and something for FSF. Also, the fidget spinners are for you. Enjoy. And the one with a lot of weights in it has gone upstairs to be moved, like as in it goes with me. But I've got the little spinny one, this one, and I'm forever sitting while I'm watching shows and just like fiddling with it. You know? Only disadvantage is that the 3D printed ones are a little bit less durable. In that, like the big one upstairs, unfortunately, had been dropped once, which just means it starts to split between the layers. But I'm not bothered by that because I just take care of it and I just wiggle it back and forth anyways. It's not like it has to go around in circles. So yeah, very, very clear when it's not for me. But yeah, the rest of it was neat. And so we'll see what happens. We have the good news being there's one other package at Fantastic Sherlock Fox 1. Yeah, I know, it's kind of rigged. But that one we do have a notice that the Canadian system knows about it. So it's probably coming to my attention just because the stuff coming to me seems to get through. And the one that went to him is the one that went missing. But when it shows up, I will ask him if we can do an unboxing. It may be, we'll see what we can sort out on that one. Or either I'll have him unbox it and then I'll ask politely if I can show on stream what he got. That's probably even better. So yeah, there we are. And back to the game. Alright. So we've dug a bunch of that one. We know where the first level's gonna go. And I just got myself disoriented. Okay. So I need to take it down the next piece. We're going 1 level, 2 level, just 3 levels. This is going to be 2 blocks deep as well. Oh, and without being able to see where things are, then I'm actually getting myself lost. This one. I'll probably take it down 1 and then take it down a second. That's probably best. I was going to do both at once, but that's not so effective. Oh, and that's 3. Aha! So I have to figure out, what did I do? I went too far. Too far. Too far, baby. It's alright. Sorry, that's just reminding me of a song by Jan Hammer, used in a weird series of modern 3D gen videos. Not 3D, computer gen videos called The Mind's Eye. If you ever get the chance to take a look for them, I think there's clips of them on YouTube. I haven't actually looked recently. But the Mind's Eye videos are stunning and kind of weird all at the same time. So, one of those things. So what's this? I do need... Actually, where am I? Do I need this second level? Sort of. Not really. Because a lot of this won't be part of the walls. Don't need this, after all. Because that won't be there. And I don't need these. Which means I also do need that one. But I don't need this. Where's my cutoff point for now? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. 50. Okay. Take it back down one more, going back the other way. Oh, now, sir, you're on the wrong side of the hole. Well, good luck. Hey, I found some coal. Nice. probably take that out, actually. This. We're talking a dirt hill, not a stone hill at this point. You're stuck, now what? Wait, now what? Move, not do that. All right. Excuse me, just 1 second. I had to itch my nose, and that's just not something anybody wants to see. Hills, hills, and more hills on the, what did I call it? The DadCaff server. Yeah! This one probably needs some more work to make it actually a hill come down. So I will maybe putting some of this dirt back. Let's work back. One. The hill should actually probably be rounded off, not just chopped off, and rounded in front of the castles. So I'm going to have to tweak on that one, but we'll get ourselves going here. Oh, I'm stuck on a ladder. There. Is that the end of that one? Yeah, it is. Excellent. Okay. So on the opposite side, rather than coming down 2 on every cut, I'm actually just going to go 1. So I need to cut it out so there's only 1 on this opposite side. Here. If that golem ever comes down, then he'll actually be able to get out on this side. And I'll go and repair the section that's beneath me that's stone. I'll turn it to dirt in a bit. I'm just going to get this cut made. The last one was close to being done, so finish that. Well, you're in the hole. That's a start. Let's fix this bit. Being hill. That one. Go. Just about that level. Okay. I guess we have some micro rubber banding issues again. That's okay. We just had somebody join the game, so that happens every time they join. Morning, evening, time zone. Time zone. Yes, there we go. All right. DadCaff is amazing. We all know that. No fiddle. This is dirt. This. All right. I think I'm okay. DC has great eye for adorable prints, except that hand. Yeah, the hand and the foot were a little creepy, but I can kind of see why he did them. They're neat. Not everybody's into adorable either, right? Like one of the ones that he did actually, I thought was a really cool concept was when he had some snap together car parts. That was a fun one. So he sent them off, and the recipient has to put them together. But just the snap together kit thing was pretty cool. Alright, so that's dirt, dirt, dirt. I'll fix that part later. That's going to be part of the outside. This is coming out mostly, so I'm not going to worry about it. This is supposed to be dirt on this level. Let's just take this out. And then build back up with dirt as we go. Oops. We're on the wrong level, though. Okay. This one's wrong. As are these. That one can stay out. And then this one will be dirt. And this one will be dirt. Just because, I guess. And dirt's there, there.
2, 4, 6, 8, everybody hydrate!
Hydrate! Visuals work, yay! And so does the coffee. Yummy half ounce. Ooh. Never actually measured how much I drink. I should probably do that at some point. You know, maybe take a little shot glass or whatever, that's got markings on the side for measuring, and just have a good sip out of it and see what level it takes. So that is going to be filled in. I dug too far. So then, next level. Wait time. Okay. More stickers. Thank you very much for the hydrate, Scrublord. I appreciate that very much. My voice is starting to go a little bit hoarse, so it worked out really well. This one. And then we'll block that. So this is dug too far. Always glad to help. Love it when people are glad to help. That's the key. Being glad about it. Although that sounds very, Oh, hey, Darby! Awesome! Didn't know you were here. Thank you very, very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Dari's one of our new friends, who I met via a rather random drop-in to Carnage Joe, and has an amazing personality.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, you just got up. Can't blame you. Sometimes I wish I just got up, too. At this hour, I mean. Specify that one. Clean up that. There. Good to see you. Good to see you. So if we want to say that things are amusingly rigged at times, Darwy's got their own story for that one. You know, dropped in, hanging out for Joe's 12 hour, put up with a lot of the chaos that comes from seeing the dragon fights and such, and wouldn't you know it, first time in she wins one of Carnage Joe's prizes. So that's pretty awesome. Things worked out well. Okay, we're just about done the over dig on that side. Get this pulled back. Another one. Oops, and I'm over digging again. No, I do want that level down. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. It's all fine. And meaning it in a positive way this time. Yeah. Well, I mean, you unfortunately just missed my unboxing of the Wednesday that I picked up from DadCaff. So I'll just really quickly show you what I got there. So, Fantastic Sherlock Fox has got himself a cute little glow-in-the-dark, well, not glow-in-the-dark, like green, almost key lime pie green box. So that's awesome. I've got an amazing little owl whose head turns. That's pretty cool. And then there's a little I think it's a phoenix. Should make sense because it's done in the red and it's got a cool tail thing. A little bit of sprue left on it, but not bad. I can clean that up. It's not a problem. An amazing. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to look up what the name is. It's a prehistoric underwater like dino type of thing, and then it would have actually had very sharp pointy teeth in its mouth. Actually, is one of my favorites, strangely enough. I could check with our province's local museum on dinos. We actually have the Royal Tyrrell Museum here, so in our province, which is great because they're one of the foremost research places in North America. Our Phil Curry is the head of the paleontology department, and he's on par with like the Robert Bacher that you guys hear about a lot in the United States. Plus, Bacher made it into one of the Jurassic Park movies. Sort of references to him per se. Okay, so I've also got one of these cool tools. It's a tool of some sort, but I can't remember what it's for, so I'm gonna have to ask DC. And then the kids got a couple of really sweet little micro dragons. So yeah, they're cool. What's that? Oh, that's the book holder. Yes. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. That's actually going to come in really, really handy. So yeah, it's actually going to be incredibly handy. So that's what I've received. And then there's a gift on the way for Fantastic Sherlock Fox because he won something as well. Oops, and I keep forgetting that this end needs to be done differently. So I really only need to worry about the tower. So that lip is done. This part's going to come down there. Let's see. So cut off. My brain's trying to figure out without moving the lava farm where we're going to get to. That's 3 rows out, right? Is that how that works? 1 row out, 2 rows out, then we're down in the bottom. So that would be 1 row out, 2 rows out, then we're down in the bottom. Which means this can actually come out. I think. Then I could actually go under my farm. Interesting. Well, we'll see how much I screwed up by taking this out. I'm glad you like it. It looks a bit weird, but I'm hoping that it'll turn out when we're done. The part that's causing me a challenge right now, of course, is trying to get the moats in. Moats for the moat, or the moat, the singular moat for the moat, and then we'll need to figure out where we go from there to the bottom. All right, so 1 from that wall. Go row 1, row 2, row 3. Is it curves, right? Let's see, row 1, row 2, row 3, and I should, where the ladder is, be able to be out underneath it. That doesn't make sense. Where did the hill go? There's a curve in here. Where did the curve come from? Ah, that corner. Okay. So it steps back 1 there. Which means I can take it back 1 at the same spot. Here, I think? Right there. I can, but I can't. I take this one out, I think. This one. Because the villagers can't reach that thing. I shouldn't, in theory, shouldn't have a villager trying to become a leather worker from that. Shouldn't, in theory. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen in practice, though. And then this whole section can come out here. Part of the reason it was all dirted in was just so the villagers couldn't see it. 1, 2, and then down here. 3. Yeah, so this 1 block comes out. Alright. Which means this one out. 1 more ladder for me. Now I'm into putting things back. So definitely the top layer comes off this one. Oh, it could be a circular hill after all. There. Really, this part should be here. Take that off. Because this pillar won't be there. 1, 2, 3, and these shouldn't be there. I might just have to move this farm somewhere else, but I don't really know where because I don't want it too close to the center. Grr. So we come walls, straight down by 1, straight down by 2, straight down by 3. So this one can come out. I'm on the wrong ledge. That's okay. Can I jump? Alright, and then I can take those two out. I think that's about all I can do. I mean, I could take that one row out, but it's not going to help anybody. Does this float? Floats. Excellent. Oops. I'm going to regret this, I'm sure. It just feels weird, and yet it's right and wrong all at the same time. To make sure not to take out that pillar, because that's got my ladder on it. One, 2, 3, and those will go out because they're part of the top section. 2, 3, 5. Okay, well, that's as far as I get. So, provided I remember this one isn't supposed to be there, then I can work on the rest of it. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this wall. In the corner here? How do I want to seal it up? Where I want it to meet? Let's see. If I'm starting from the corner of this building, do 1, 2, 3. Oops. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one more, 6. 6, and then I can go straight up to the walls over here. Okay. This last one. I think that's as far out as I need it. On that side. Okay, so this has to come down. Straight down. That's eventually going to be all wall right through there. Possibly cobble? I don't know if I'm going to do cobble or if I'm going to do actual wall through there. Actual being like the decorative stuff. There, okay. And then coming up this direction. See, how far did we get? From here? Where did I cut that off? This corner is complicated. Let's see. Counted from there, 6. Came out here. I should be able to count 6 out from here straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. Nope. I just need to keep on working on this trench. That's what it is. So this one's covered. It was too much of a dig because I was accounting for stuff that I didn't need to worry about. One level. Figure that out. So our villagers are actually too close, but that's okay. They can't get up the hill, so I'm all right with that. It all works. Yes, it all works eventually. So what level are they on? They're on this one. So I just need to. I can give them a bit more space. Yay! I can level it off. I like that. It's always a good thing when I can level stuff off. That increases space rather than losing space. It should have been wider. Should have taken a lot more to get back out of the hole. But I think if I do that, I have to raise everything. Actually, if I raise everything by 1, then there's less readjusting of the walls. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. If I can. If I have enough dirt. Because as it stands, I may not. You can come down. The other thing we'd have to do is probably figure out, once again, where all the lighting needs to go. 1, 2.
It's mine. Mine.
Ooh!
My precious.
Wow. Okay. So, Yellow, what that means, what's a command? So, Yellow, you're familiar with the commands in DadCaff's channel. So, long story made short, what that command will be is something that you want to have as your personal exclamation point whatever command. It's not an immediate creation kind of thing. When, oh boy, was it Poppy? I think it was Poppy. When they decided on their command, was it Poppy? Give me a second. 1 second. Where did I put that? The bottom. Who had the permission? Nope. Commands. User specific. Spring Purse, sorry. My apologies. So it was Spring Purse. When Spring Purse got their command, all they wanted me to do was make one of the regular sounds that I had be free for them to play. They didn't want a special command. But if you would like a special walk-on sound, video, whatever thingy-majiggy, just direct message me on Discord. Tell me what you want, and we'll do our best to get it made. If you have a favorite piece already clipped or something like that, then go ahead and drop that in as well. And yeah, that's what that is. You get your own private command. And I will not claim the points out of that. So here's for Fantastic Shock Fox and any other mods listening. We will not claim those points out of it until we make sure that the thing is live and works. Yeah, so we're going to let it sit there. I'm going to write that down so that if we do make a mistake and decline it, then I know that I still have to do that. Yellow's command. Yeah. So the add a public command, the only difference between that and the your command is that a public command, for those that are interested in that one, a public command can be redeemed by anybody. You just have something that you would like anybody to be able to put up there. And but the your command is just yours, private to you. That's the plan, man. Okay, so 1, 2, and this one should go down to the bottom, I think. There, and that one back. And then this part can be level because I don't want the villagers to get out. On the other hand, yeah. Or just make me laugh. Public. What's that? I'm not totally familiar with that one. Should be, but I'm not. But that's, for example, in some other streams we've seen things like, I know Ross had some sort of ambulance thing that got put in that anybody could play.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, so a personal command. Exactly. Exactly. By the way, welcome in, Zip to us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see if I can level this off. I'm gonna have to once again raise all the walls. But we can sort that after. Oop. And then I still have to do digging for these moats outside the walls. But we can at least have some more space inside to work with, and that'll let me know what level to path block off so we can get rid of these stupid wandering golems. Because, as you guys saw, they're a little dangerous. You saw me. Yeah, exactly. You saw me run from the golem. Maybe another one of those sounds I should put in my soundboard is run away! I know others use it, but it hasn't been triggered very frequently, so duplicating it shouldn't be an issue. Oops. Alrighty. Yeah, so I mean, for those of you that are familiar with DadCaff's channel, and a few other ones, some people get private walk-on sounds, so when they show up, or whenever they want to, they can play their sound. And yeah, with my intent to go long, you'd probably get it 3 or 4 shots at it. I might say, no more than once every half hour, please. But and it can be a video, it could be a GIF, it could be a picture, it could be an actual just a sound. I mean, you could do a lot of whatever you want with it. The only request I really have is that you keep it family friendly and that relatively short. I'm not really sure whether 10 seconds would be too long. It probably is. Maybe if we can ballpark it to more like 5, that would be reasonable. Flexible, of course, depending on what your sound is. But sometimes some certain clips work better with being a little bit longer. I mean, mine currently in DadCaff's channel, I don't use very often, but it just does this. And I don't know if you'll hear it very well. That's all it does. Welcome back, Wolfen! Did the game go well? Hopefully Roblox worked out well for you. As you can tell, I clearly don't know enough about it to even really know much about what it's about. I really should look into that, because it keeps coming up. Team games! Oh, well that's good. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to survive anything else but a team game, I don't think. Awesome. That does avoid trash talking quite a lot. So playing in teams would definitely avoid trash talking. Only major thing you missed is that Yellow has earned himself a command, and he just needs to get back to me on what it is, so that we can get it rolling. Looks like we have quite a lot of people on the server. At the moment, I just noticed PP Zerk saying hi to Brian. And that would be Stoner Miner, for those of you that aren't familiar with it. So when things happen in chat to Stoner Miner, that's who we're talking about. Okay, I'm just trying to use whatever dirt I've got to level some of this spot, and then we can sort out the walls for it after. Which I'll probably raise the walls by 1 block, just to make them as level as possible. And that'll match out better with the moat on the outside. I know there's people that place dirt a lot faster than I do. I find if I go too fast, I get a little nauseous about it. Putting it back on tomorrow, maybe tonight. Ooh. Yeah, I will be honest. I'm enjoying the vanilla servers, and when I get on a roll, I really want to keep working on them. But I'm also having a bit of a, I shouldn't say withdrawal, but I'm missing doing Vault Hunters, even though I'm terrible at it. But just for the variety. So at some point that will be returning. My kids and I are playing a little bit on the weekends, but we haven't gotten into vaults yet. So at the moment it's sort of like popped up vanilla. Mink said you're busy working on Dead Rock. Ooh, so you have some assignments, do you? The coffee server. So for those of you that haven't noticed, I probably have by now, but I'm once again trying to coin a new term for the coffee server. We'll see if it'll stick. But I've noticed that DadCaff has Dad Rock, Not quite sure where that came from, but it's referring to his Bedrock server, and I've decided that until I either get sick and tired of it, it catches on, or I just can't be bothered, I guess. But I would like to try and start calling this one the DadCaff server. So you don't hear much difference in the voice or in the words, but yeah, it's just referring to calf as in caffeine. So the caffeinated DadCaff server. Alright, so I'm just going to pull down a little bit more from this side. We're going to try and level off a bit. Everything will be coming up a whole block, but at least I want to finish up the hole that I've got here if I can. No problem, Darby. No problem at all. But because I have not either path blocked or lit up in here, we're liable to get mobs inside the castle for now. So apologies on that one. This. Oh right, I forgot. Mystery Sleepers unite! Isn't that how it goes? So, yeah. We will be definitely building buildings inside this one. It's a very good thing that we've got approximately a year to be working on this server, because as you can see that this project, after having taken 4 rough starts, is actually coming together slowly. I can pretend anyways. And we're gonna get ourselves wrapped up in all sorts of projects that are not one-day projects. But that's part of why I'm of late going a little longer than I used to, is I know that on some days we've got great friends to raid into, and I also know that on some days some of our great friends are a little more interesting than me. So people, if you have someone that you would rather be with, you know, there's no obligation to stay, but I always appreciate it. So just throwing that out there. The intent is still to go with a full town over time, and there will be some weird buildings as our sort of target pieces of said town, based on the novels of Ellis Peters for the Brother Cadfael Monk series. If I was smart about it, I'd put the Abbey in next, but that's across the river, and there's a lot of tree removal and terraforming to do. So weirdly, that actually might be closer to last. Can I visit someone's base? CJ, you're welcome to visit mine if you like. I don't know why you'd want to, but you're welcome to. On the other hand, let me put that in there. There's a proviso. And the proviso is, please don't bring Bad Omen with you. I really don't want to raid in here right now. Don't. Eventually, I actually might want to trigger one intentionally, just to see if the castle was defensible. But that's not yet. Oh, no. Nope. Nope, not my base, please, CJ. That would be appreciated. Yeah, eventually I do want to trigger it intentionally. But not just yet. Because raids and my base are not compatible just yet. You might be better off to meet a stranger in the middle of nowhere to get yourself a bucket and a cow. Yes. Milk for Bad Omen. You used to be able to use honey, but as far as I know, you can't anymore. You used to be able to use... Yeah. And honey actually used to be drinkable and be useful in some sort of way. Now, as far as I can tell, the bottled honey is kind of stupid. I mean, it's a great way to get the honey from the hives, but it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, that's actually, and I'm at risk right now when it comes to no cows. I've seen cows in the area, I just had no reason to pull them in, and so I don't have any cows in this area, which could prove to be bad. Oh boy, could prove to be bad news bears. Okay, I've got a few flowers. Poor bee. I'm not going to take your house down just yet. but I'm realizing I'm getting awful close to doing so by mistake. And a lot of your flowers are gonna go. You're gonna have to fly up over the walls. Sorry about that. Now, I'm just gonna check. This is Wednesday, so I believe I usually would have raided into Maribel Jade. So that's one that I believe normally comes on in Wednesday slots. So what I'm probably going to do is, rather than attempting to outlast her, I'll probably only go 1 hour extra this time, and then join her partway through. Because last time I actually outlasted her, didn't realize I had done so, and then, needless to say, she wasn't there at the end. Which was fine, but there were plenty of people that want to see some of Jade's stuff. So I'm not going to deprive them of that and say, yeah, you can stay with me the whole time. Because that's just not nice. I don't want to play that game. Okay, B. Yeah, I know. I took all your flowers. I'm sorry. But yeah, you can see these walls will be coming down quite a ways. We've got, rather than having them grow up like that, we're actually going to build tunneling, like we have on the moat part. But we're going to build it on these walls in the lower configuration. And there'll be a tower on each side where the moat hill meets the ground. I believe that's the plan I had, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll remember it by the time we get there. Okay, so this will not be enough dirt. I'll definitely need to peel some off from outside. But I'm just gonna put this down, see what we can do. I have a roof access portal. Asking for a friend. I do. Thank you very much to Zerk. I do. I don't know if it's marked though, so that could be a drawback.
Oh, hello there!
Moat, 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 moat! Yes, moat. Moat, sort of. So we have... This is the inner moat. And I need to square off this corner. It just looks really stupid to me. I don't like it. I'll have to figure out how to make it work a little better. Probably. Actually. Okay, I'm gonna do something dumb. Jump. Jump. Okay, this corner. Where are you? Diagonally? That one? No. No, sir, you can't come up. And that's not the direction I want to go anyways. Yes, this one's a dry moat to begin with, because this is where I'm going to be having a big bridge to come in. But I want to round off that corner outwards more, because it looks kind of dumb. When I sort of counted off the inner corner, not the external corner. How did you... No! Oh, I don't want you on that side, you punk. Brat. Oh well, my fault. It's too easy to get up there anyways. as I screw up the ladder climb. Yeah. Okay, so outwards. This one can go here. 1, 2. Sir, you can move. Four. Yeah. 1, 2. That one. Go. Let's do this corner as well. 2 up there. We're gonna get 1, 2, that. Let's take this out. One, 2, flatten. 1, 2, flatten. 1, 2, flatten. Okay, so this one's coming out across here. 1, 2. Can I reach? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hmm. 1, 2, 3. Can't even seem to count today. None of this counts, right? Okay, that just looks weird, so I'm gonna go a bit wider. That one too. Oh, that didn't work. So we're starting with a dry moat, and then we're gonna get a wet moat outside, some sort of wet moat. 2, 3, 4, 2. Down here. 2, 3, 4. Flatten just in case. Somehow, that feels better. It's weird, but it feels better. And probably this one needs to come out one more as well. Jump, jump. Nope, not bad. See. Yeah, that's reasonable. Not perfect, but it's reasonable. So then I need to fix here. These will be up 2. That'll be up 2. These ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I'm being picky about the whole thing, so it's kind of silly. These will be up 2. Gotta go. This one's gotta go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Go. 2. 1 there. This one's gotta go. And clearly I need a 2-slot gap at the bottom because of this guy. So that means tearing everything back by 1 more. But that's okay. Two. Two gaps here? No, it's only 1. 2. Hey, okay. So then we're looking, this one should have had a couple more here, means there and here. And that draws this one out. I'm learning a lot. 2 pieces wide. There. Yeah, okay. Theoretically, this one needs to be 1 right in here, but I need it 2 wide there. Okay. See if we can get that. Crazy, 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 crazy. You don't want to kill your cows. What? I really lost it on that one. This is funny when I get stuff out of context. Like, I mean, I'm trying to catch everything. That's part of why I'm trying the Twitch included in the regular game chat. But man, am I confusing myself. 2, 2, 2. Sorry, I want that block. Thank you. 2 wide all the way through here. All the way down to there, and then it can be 1 wide on this next level. Let's start at the other end. I know that this end's the end I want. Look right. So this has to move. And I'm going to have to change the bottom. Start peeling this layer off. And this one's supposed to be dirt. Oops. There we go. Rubber band. Alright, one down. CJ. Nice. So it looks like Stoner Miner, aka Brian, has a now full suit of nether armor. Sweet. Won't be all that long that he'll be able to do that. I figure when 120 comes out, I won't be able to do that, so I'm just not going to bother with it in 119. Okay. I have to figure out the 6 again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How convenient. So this is supposed to be coming up. Nope, actually that was right. Just a bit accessible. Okay, so I want this level. I need to take off this part. Okay, so I have to figure out how to make this moat match all the way around. And actually, I just had a really dumb realization. It would have been a lot easier for me just to figure out what the diameter of the circle would be, and then just go build that. That would be sensible. That's probably how I'm going to fix this corner. But first things first, let's start filling in this hole. See how much extra we can get rid of. Okay. Start leveling this part. Okay, come on. Let's go this way. Place, will you? Apparently not. If you wonder why I place dirt so slow, it might be because the game just doesn't want me to place it any faster. On you. Sweet, you want to get there. Yeah, to the thing. You set up a villager trading area. You're welcome to use mine if you can figure out how to get to me. I don't have an organized one. I mean, these guys wander around, but hey, they're penned in, so there's a limited direction. And some of the diamond enchantments are okay. They're not the highest level. Netherite. I set foot in the nether and I die. Well, diamond might be a good place to start. And I mean, if you're using the roof, then there's a lot less to worry about. Okay, let's just get these stupid torches out of my hand. That should solve a lot of that. This one, this one. So back and forth we go. like that phrase, was it round and round and round she goes, and where she stops, no one knows? That's been used so many times in the magic world. Actually, that just gives me an idea. I'm just going to quickly write it down. So, idea, magic related sound clips. There we go. Thinking Henning, Daniels, etc. Okay. Something that would be somewhat unique is actually, I like the medieval thing, but maybe because of my personal history with magicians and magic and stuff like that, maybe sound clips and so on are around that sort of, bad news. Sound clips and so on around that theme might be something unique that's not normal for the community that we're with. And sound clips of actual henning as opposed to that ridiculous meme that's been going around with fake henning. So I was thinking there's one from a British magician by the name of Paul Daniels. He used to have a lot of TV shows, and one of his taglines was "Not a lot, not a lot." And so I'm thinking I could steal that one. He had a very pretty assistant wife, the name of Debbie McGee. So very, very fun magic duo. And besides, I get to have some fun by putting in clips from some of the names that I got to meet. People most of the time would have no idea who it is unless you're familiar with that circle. But I mean, after the number of TV shows he's had, David Copperfield's got quite a number of sound clippable pieces as well. Not necessarily coined terms that anybody would really use. So that's part of another piece that makes it unique. But I mean, one of the ones that a lot of people will be familiar with is the idea of don't blink or you'll miss whatever it is. It's like, yep, for sure. One over here maybe? And then I was going to put one more in the hole, but I realized it's going to get dug up pretty quick. But it would be an interesting thing for me to do, and it's amusing to me for my own interest. I know it's sort of selfish, but that would let me put in clips of people that are no longer with us as well, which is kind of nice. In case you guys are curious, yes, I do know how to do a bit of magic. I know far more of how it's done than have the skill to do it. But yeah, I can. But yeah, not card tricks and stuff. I mean, I do a bit of that, but most of it, I never really learned to flex my hands well enough to be able to do common cards successfully or coin tricks. I was working on it. Just it fell in with one of those myriad, hobbies that nobody ever gets time to perfect properly. Yeah, really. Yes, though I prefer not to do white ones because they have an attitude like no other. Like the I find the Killer Bunny from Monty Python and the Killer Bunny that made it into Minecraft both to be incredibly funny because I've had a white albino rabbit that I swear he would want to scratch you and bite you as soon as he look at you. And yet, weirdly, my dad was not afraid of that at all. Needless to say, I mean, that was a part of his job. He picked the sucker when he got it at the pet store. But it was one where he could manage to hold the rabbit by the scruff in just such a way that the rabbit was not docile, but it was tolerant of kids petting the rabbit, so they wouldn't have any clue that this thing was like, Vorpal gonna eat you, bunny. Bunny with attitude, for sure. We've had quite a number of rabbits in our house. They lived inside. They didn't actually have a hutch per se, but they had, think of like one of the guinea pig cages you see in the pet store. they'd basically have a larger one of those. And we had one that we nicknamed Houdini because it had figured out how to, if you don't properly solidly latch the top of the cage, it figured out how to climb its way out, and it would go on big like excursions through the house at night and make a lot of noise doing so. My bedroom was next to what we call the animal room, and yeah, it was one noisy guy. Okay, so I want to level this out and then go up one more to this level, but I don't have enough dirt, so I'd have to fix all the walls and whatever to clean that up, and then that's where we're at. And outside, so yeah. Fixing all the walls. You can tell we've come up a little bit on this side because I had to pen in villagers a little bit more effectively. But on the bright side, it would mean that I have less digging to do on the outside of the walls for the outer moat. So, first off, eat. That's kind of important. And just take a quick boo here. Something has come up. Okay. Oh, I see. I was just checking to make sure my mods didn't have any chatter that they thought I needed to know while I was live, so turns out that's not the case at the moment. The notifications I was seeing were for something else. Alright. Oh, I missed a couple blocks. Hee, they're precious right now. 2, 4. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to go out and do some stripping. And wow, that came off wrong. I'm going to go out and strip down some of the land. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Strip out some of the land, not my armor. Certainly not. No. But yeah, when you've got your hill on one side or on both sides, that's as high or higher than your moat lookout point, it's not very effective. So we have plenty of dirt we can take down out of here. And the reason I'm not starting the moat on the outside of the castle is because I want to get those wall heights fixed before I do that, so that I can more easily calculate on the outside if I'm coming down the right amount. That's why I'm not jumping straight into that project. So apologies for anybody still in the stream who is not into watching dirt digging. That's what we've got for the next 50 minutes, I guess, more or less. I mean, when I get full, I'm going to go place dirt and then rinse and repeat, but yeah. Let's see. I had a great bunch of people in stream yesterday. It was mildly amusing to note that Mr. Owl, aka Owl Poppins, strange story behind that, but anyways, he actually stuck around, and I was impressed because his other half, Stormy, had started her stream, and he was sort of making a deal out of the fact that he chose to stay behind, which worked out in my favor because I'd been having a hard time finding a thread of conversation that I was really sort of running with, I guess, successfully. And something he'd said just really helped kick me into gear, so that worked. And it was very appreciative that he did choose to stay. It helped a lot because sometimes he and I don't necessarily get along. Some of his commentary for his shtick is a little more caustic than I can handle. I wish I remembered, to be honest with you. The bad part about my stream conversations is so much blends into one conversation to the next that I couldn't tell you unless the conversation topic comes up more than once intentionally, and then all I really get is the deja vu and the, oh, I'm feeling a little guilty for repeating this. But in any case, it was just really helpful. And then he was teasing a little bit about how he couldn't help. I kind of was teasing him in return a little bit about how he couldn't help hearing 2 streams at once. And he goes, "But I'm only on my mobile." And it's like, so I can't bounce between streams. And I said, "Oh no, I get that. But as far as hearing half of the stream, it's like half a telephone call when he's hearing Stormy's stream in his house, regardless of whether or not he's actually sitting and watching her stream live." Okay, I need to find a cutoff point on my map where I'm going to go to. Otherwise, we will be here all day. Ah, okay, that's a good spot. It dips down on its own, that's a great spot to stop for that level. I don't really know if it's dissonance. Like, for the portions that she is playing, unless he wants game sounds, you know, some people like that, like Fantastic Sherlock Fox is in another room, so he's not hearing me as directly. But if we are in the same room, which is, I don't think has actually ever happened, but if we were to be in the same room, I would not be surprised if he would just, you know, mute his copy of the stream and then just hear things coming from my machine. That's my guess, but I mean, he's his own fox, so I really don't know how he'd handle it. It's odd, so a little bit of lag on picking up blocks, even when I'm virtually standing on top of them. I also find it interesting that I'm finally, after a while, connecting with people who want to say hello on a regular basis. Max has been a really great supporter of the stream. I've had his raiders come in a few times. I quite feel spoiled when that happens. And then today we got ITT Tom's crew, which is spoiling me once again. I'm really fighting to be much better at being on time. I'm not great at it, and still trying to get things going. This morning I almost canceled the stream just because I'm not feeling 100%. So that one I give myself a bit of a buy on. But most of the time I'm trying to get a lot better at giving heads up. I don't yet have lead time built in. I'm just not that organized. Usually there's always something... He was around. I don't know if he's around still. And the other part is I'm not sure what shift he's running. I mean, this is probably his evening. So I would not be surprised, in all honesty, if he goes to bed. I thought it was just lurking. I'm not actually watching the list of names right now, because I have a bad habit of saying hello to people who are lurking when if I actually see their names, so I tend not to watch the list anymore. If people say hello to me or they join one of the Hill Champion runs or something like that, then hey, fair game. At least that's how I see it. If you don't want to be talked to, then don't say anything. That's not meaning to be mean. I know it sounds like it just came across that way. Oh no, my load is not full yet. Oh, that's not helpful. Ladders, go over there. If I stay organized, I might be able to figure things out. Okay, go for one more level. Then I'll go dump some gear. Juice. What kind of juice, Max? I'm curious. I still got my coffee, but oh, totally, yeah. If I can be radio voice for them or something, go for it. Or more accurately, video. I mean, there's quite a few that have popped on and watched a little bit with their sound off. So, yeah, what kind of juice this morning, Max? What's your favorite flavor of juice? I like a lot of different ones, but my favorite is probably apple, followed by orange with some pulp in it. Cranberry apple mix. Yes, that's one of the good ones. I do like cranberry, but I prefer more of the white cranberry. It doesn't taste as sweet to me as the other type does. Other meaning like the red. I find the red can be a little bit sweet, and it's also the red is frequently artificial, either in flavoring or in coloring. So that's, you know, it's got its perks, but I kind of like the nip of cranberry if I'm going to go like that. I also actually like quite a dry apple juice as well when I can get it. Low acid orange juice is awesome. I just still like the pulp. It's not, so I agree. I don't get canker sores from orange juice, but I will find if I haven't had anything to eat, then there's a small chance that the orange juice can throw my stomach in a really, really nasty way. So I usually try to save that for only when I'm making sure I'm having breakfast. But we discovered that our kids are, it's funny, they don't like, at least my son does not like orange juice that's tasting all natural in an organic kind of way. We found out that once when there's some reason that Fantastic Sherlock Fox bought that. Normally we won't buy organic juice, but he said it didn't taste right, and it tasted like the hotel orange juice, which he wasn't really a fan of. I tasted it, and I agree, it tasted like what you get at a hotel, which was odd. But then, I mean, more and more hotels these days are doing, you know, the fresh squeeze from scratch kind of stuff, which is good. But if you're, and we usually get, you know, real orange juice. It's not like it's flavored orange drink or something, but Sunny D or some such. But for some reason they just like the stuff that's, you know, from concentrate, and the home orange juice doesn't taste like the hotel orange juice to them. There we go. When this load is full, we'll go and place blocks. So yeah, which meant that I got to have some orange juice, and I liked it, but I had to make sure I had breakfast with it. Things got a little noisy in my stomach, growly on screams. That's not great. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest, I was not a huge, you know, Sunny D person. I just didn't grow up with it or anything like that. We weren't McDonald's people either, although at certain, you know, church functions or whatever, we'd have the orange drink made out of the syrup from McDonald's. Things are blowing up in Discord. Which Discord are you referring to? Because there's a lot of Discords where things blow up. Oh, DC's Discord. Okay. Okay. You're warning me. That's kind of scary. My brain just was giving me, as we talked about, I'd get sound clips. My brain's just giving me Steve Urkel's, "Did I do that?" And no, I don't do impressions very well. But I will have to check it out after. I'm sure that DC's Discord is usually blowing up in some format or another, just because there's always something going on there. 50 plus new messages. Well, it depends on your time zone. There's probably even more. I mean, I find you Easterners are really usually ahead of me, and so if you say 50 messages, that usually means, like, by the time I get to it, it'll be 150 or 200 messages. And then, oh, I feel sorry for people like Carnage Joe and James Corey and a few of the other Australians, because it can be really kind of crazy trying to keep up on things. I'm in Mountain Time, so GMT -7. So I'm 2 hours behind the people in DadCaff's realm, or those that also live on DadCaff Standard Time. I use DST as a reference when I'm online, because jokingly it was Delenn Standard Time, which is anything but standard, and that means that, you know, if I go by DST, I'm never late. But if you go by DadCaff Standard Time, as he jokingly puts it, though the others have coined that term, DadCaff Standard Time, as DC jokingly puts it, he's in the only time zone that matters, and sometimes it sure seems like that. Not just him, but in general. Feels like the world only runs on Eastern Time. Occasionally they'll run on Pacific, depending on what your context is, but usually it's Eastern. But yeah, those on the other side of the international dateline in the Pacific, they wake up to quite a lot of messages, and often I understand why a bunch of them will just simply skip the messages altogether, and then go back to, like, just start where they left off and hope they don't say something that puts their foot in their mouth. So max money is my time +1, so I'm going to bet Central then? Oh. Okay. I've never been rubber banded in a door before. That's a new one. There we go. It can be kind of weird. Yep, yes, Central. Okay. So then if I ballpark it correctly, max would be on, well, max time is also Stormy time, if I read that correctly. Oop, should finish the hole I started. Started working earlier. That's convenient. When I say that, you know, for me they say this afternoon, right? If I'm going to have another stream this afternoon, for me it's 5 p.m. But for a lot of people, it's not afternoon. They've already had their dinner. They're settling down for their evening, you know, and that sort of thing. Yeah, there's a few. Well, I mean, just about anybody on this side of the Western Pond is is going to be, you know, close in time, and probably quite a lot of us are in similar time zones. Okay, good. Still 2 ahead. Just want to make sure I don't make it high enough that the villagers get out. Because they will be. It has just occurred to me the height I wanted to go to will actually fully encompass that wall, which is kind of means that I know where I have to start when I'm raising walls. Yeah. So when things blow up in DadCaff's Discord, it's not nearly as bad for me as it is for people across the pond, or even those on the other side, like on Creef's side, or even Jay and Bobreen in the UK, that they have a whole time because it's evening for them, so they may have more or less shut down their reading of social media for the day and decide that they're going to just check it all out the next day, in case they're even worse off. So, yeah, be curious to know. Do-do-do-do. It's funny sometimes when some of us are streaming from the same server. So like we're DadCaff server people, and when some of us are streaming from the same server as other players are playing from, not only will we be responding to things that have been said in chat for the game on that server, but sometimes there's all kinds of coordination going on or different things of that nature where people it just sort of, it feels weird because sometimes you watch a streamer and they're completely and utterly disconnected, but even DadCaff sort of quote unquote does the thing I'm talking about where oh, you might be able to jump with that. There, safety zone. Hello. Where we'll respond to somebody who may be able to make a change for us immediately. So like Zerk put up my portal. Last night DC was getting something from Jesse B. In DadCaff, people tend to loan each other supplies and stuff like on the fly. Something will be said, hey, I should talk to Tomazon about whatever. And next thing you know, it's there. And it's kind of a funny feeling because for a long time when I first started watching streamers, I was watching streamers who were only doing solo worlds, or they were on a server who never had anybody else on. I wouldn't say never, but rarely had anybody else on at the same time. And so these sorts of things didn't happen. And it's kind of funny for me to realize just how great having a community can be. I'll be honest, later in the season, DadCaff's servers, particularly Java, tends to calm down quite a lot, and that's, you know, nothing negative. It's just that people, you know, move on. I mean, there's the Java bingo craze. There's knock knock stickers. CJ tossed up a couple of them. Wow. Yeah. Thank you very much. There's something I'm listening to, I guess. But where was I going with that thought? I don't remember. See, you're good at derailing me. Love it. Oh. But later in the season, the server does calm down. I mean, there's the Java craze. Sorry, the Java craze. The bingo craze. There's the the other one. That's a big one. I mean, DC has a modded server. Well, in order to play modded, you're playing Java. So if the Java server's on a new, or playing with the Java client, I guess is more accurate way of putting it. So if you're, so if DC chooses to reset the modded server again, as he often will do more frequently than the Java or Bedrock servers, then things will often die off on the Java server for a while. And I tend to, at least in the first stream of the day, tend to be the only one on the server because people are at work, right? So it becomes a bit more like that solo world feel. And then one develops bad habits. Early release day. I have to go pick up the other child from school now. Oh, cool. Do you regularly have early release day on Wednesdays? And if you don't have the opportunity to answer, that's fine. But have yourself a great day, Wolfen. We'll see you again later. Like another day or another time. Our kids usually have early release day on... Ah, okay. Our kids usually have early release day and or half day Fridays. I envy them a little bit. I didn't get that when I was a kid. We were only out by 1 hour. on the other hand, we had, like, junior high and up, you had class change sessions, so you had 10 minutes between classes, and at some point they had to recover that, so that's why the Fridays were longer. See you next time, Wolfman. One of these days, maybe I may have to have a guest on. We'll see. Ooh, chow! Love it! Somebody else who says chow. Fantastic Sherlock Fox introduced me to that one initially, because it's Italian, and he had taken Italian in school for a bunch of reasons, whatever. But in any case, he had taken Italian in school. His dad's rusty with it, but speaks Italian. And ooh, well, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that very, very much. There is a whoosh sound in there, so I did test that. That part's working, but the fireworks seem to override that. I'm okay with it. So that's Italian, but then also we now have extended family on Fantastic Sherlock Fox's side who married some Italians, like as in direct Italians. Still have family in Italy and so forth. And so there's all kinds of things that every once in a while I'll hear an Italian word or an Italian-ish pronunciation of a word, and it throws me. Well, thank you very much for the follow as well. This isn't going well. Okay, yeah, give me a second here, guys. We are having a bad moment. That one, and then this one. Give me one quick second. That one did not shut things down as it was supposed to. Use. Pause. Oh, there's the ones going nuts. Pause that one. Wow. Okay. Pause that one. Well, yep. Thought raid. We'll figure that one out. So, let's see if we can clear. Come on. Clear that, please. So one of my queues does not want to clear itself. So we're going to pause for a while and not have any notifications. No, that's fine. That's fine. I believe we can take shield mode off because we're not really having an issue in chat at the moment. It looks like the follow bot raid. So the follow announcements won't come through for a while because for some reason that particular alert queue does not want to clear. I don't know what its problem is, but I've currently got 168 pending sitting there, and I'm supposed to be able to clear it, but I can't seem to get that one to clear. So yeah. Yep. Yep, 168 sitting sorry, 138 sitting in the queue. He completed 16 of them, but it's still got 138 sitting there. And the fireworks claimed it went with 291. So yeah, that's not ideal either. And I don't want to resume that queue until I can get it to clear. Default. I think I'm going to resume this one queue. There we go. Yellow alert with shields up. Woo. Yeah, I actually, because I have a sort of emergency stop button, if you saw me manually put in there just because I wasn't sure that the button itself took, And it turns out that it didn't because that queue won't clear. Don't get it. Anyway, but because that was the case, then yeah. Basically, I've got a command on my bot that what it does when I hit emergency, it's supposed to warn you guys all that we're stuck in an emergency and that emergency mode is off. Excellent. Okay, so what it does is it's supposed to freeze all the queues, manually clear all the queues, and then when you turn it off, it resumes all the queues again. But even though it says emergency mode is off, it's not actually resuming all the queues. I stuck around and still kept the one with the 100 and some odd waiting frozen because it just refuses to clear. So we may have a half hour that's a little quieter. So I'll have to keep an eye on some of that follow bot stuff, and then I'll use the commander route to clear things up a little bit later. Not a big deal. So while shield mode is useful, it actually restricts followers from chatting. Well, I mean, if you don't have a chat issue, CJ, that's evil. If we don't have an issue, then there's no point in a shield mode, right? So, yeah,
Hello.
I used to be a major Star Trek fan. Unfortunately, there's nobody else in the house who is. So if I'm going to spend my breath on particular fandoms, it's not going to be Star Trek. I'm not a Star Wars fan. Sorry if that's offending to anybody. I'm not a battles fan. That's the thing. I'm just not into the battles part of it. So Star Trek, I'm good with most of the story stuff, but when they started dealing with some of the sort of war jazz in Deep Space Nine, I was out. That's it. Not my thing. You know? Hey, DadCaff. Doesn't look like digging. Diggy. Yeah, well, the placing is because my inventory got full. So then I have to dump stuff off and then go and dig some more. Ditch that. I don't need the buttons. I don't need the fences and that. I will just drop off. Oh, I don't have dirt to drop off. Excellent. Oh, nope. Oh, I have an empty chest. Yay! All right. I'm just going to grab some more lava because I have to go out that door anyway. Let's see if I can actually get up there. Wow. That one almost gave me a bizarre echo. Uh-oh. Forget it. I'll do it later. Yeah. So I'm just going to raise up everybody in here to this block level, and then we can get on the walls and start tearing them downwards. But DC, thank you very, very much for the Wednesday that I received. Fantastic shock boxes. Next one is still marked as in transit, but it seems to be moving, so we're good. But I was very, very pleased with the lovely collection of pieces I've got now. Notably, just for reference, it's the one with the green fox and the yellow owl in it, and I very much like those. So, yes, thank you. Thank you. So, yeah. Definitely not a fan of the DS9 war theme stuff. I like the stories of the people. We had to hit yellow alert for a bit. Yes, we had to freeze queues. So you popped up to verbally say something at the point at which I had frozen my alert queue because I have 138 pending events that for some reason just refuse to clear themselves. I don't know what the deal is with that, so I don't want to restart that queue until I'm technically off stream so that I can just let it run through if it's not going to clear. But I like shield mode. It has its uses, but I don't think it's very useful against follow bots because they're not harming your chat. They haven't done anything other than just pop up and cause a whole heck of a lot of noise and artificially inflate your numbers, right? Hee. Sound arrows. Nope, didn't get me. Most of those ones, I mean, because they're negative mobs or the hostile mobs, after dark or as it starts to get dark is far more likely to get me, or if I'm down in a cave. And that's the other thing I need to do with my to-do list for bot-related stuff, is I need to take that set of Minecraft sounds and add an enabler and disabler, just for those weird times that I
We interrupt this program to annoy you and make things generally irritating.
Successful! Yeah. CG, you'll probably notice that if things are still correctly set, that one is intentionally more expensive than the other sound clips.
Hello.
So, you know, it's kind of funny that you should play that one right now, because originally that one was actually put in for Zerk. I added that annoy you one for Zerk just because he was, at the time, intentionally being annoying. So, you found it. But hey, there's nothing wrong with it becoming a CJ special. By the way, hi Zerk, good to see you. Yes, you! Yes. Just trying to see if... Whoa. Oh. Yeah, Max, you can probably guess which word I didn't want in that one. I use it sometimes, but I'm trying really, really hard not to.
Hello.
He was being far more annoying at that time than he is now. For some reason, his custom shoutout isn't firing, but basically it used to be set as something along the lines of, Zerk? Who let him in here? So, yeah. I need to figure that out. No. I wish, Max. Whether it's an American ton or a metric ton, it's still not going to get your phrase through. But, so I say Max's comment was along the lines of, I think Worf got a metric ton of character growth in DS9, and I loved it as Worf was one of my favorites. So yeah, Worf definitely was one of my favorites as well, and they also in DS9 I liked the way that at the time they went with allowing interspecies relationships. So, I mean, technically they're all humanoids, so they never really addressed any concept on whether or not the procreation element would be involved. But Worf had already had one son with another species, so why not have a more longer-term relationship? And it's funny because they never addressed in DS9, as far as I'm aware at least, I may have forgotten it, but they never addressed in DS9 whether or not the Jadzia Dax character would have been willing to be practically stepmom. You got me on that one. I actually had to look around. But they never addressed whether or not Jadzia Dax would be willing to be a stepmom to Alexander, who is Worf's son from the previous relationship. I just thought that was kind of an interesting one. Yeah. Well, I mean, they opened the door for like a founder species and sort of thing. And aside from dealing with I think they had Odo's species potentially being related to that concept. There really wasn't a whole lot of that stuff going on. Nah. No way, Poodle. You guys can be allowed in streams together. I'm sure you'll play off each other wonderfully. So, yeah. I never really put much effort into trying to keep up on Star Trek, just because, you know, if it's just me, then getting all nerdy about various details of it was not something that was going to be shared. And I'll be honest, once and only once, I've had a conversation with my son loosely about Star Trek, but what he knows about it, he says, yeah, sorry, but that stuff's kind of lame, Mom. So, okay, fine, whatever. Each their own. My response to him was more or less, well, just don't expect me to bother memorizing the details of Star Wars. I have trouble keeping stuff in my head to figure out how to play a game that I stream 5 times a week as it is. So, you know, trying to remember stuff about a TV show wasn't going to happen. Now, that's not to say that I haven't in the past been able to remember stuff like that, but I will admit, in the mid-90s I had a couple of different concussions in that period, and I do think my memory of details has not been the same since, which is frustrating because I used to be quite a pain in the butt with, you know, random useless trivia. Although you guys have seen a lot of random useless trivia popping up in my streams since. I mean, a lot of the history references to mysteries and so on and so forth. 5 times? What did I miss? We might have to test that. Oh, yeah. Right, still not quite sure where the 5 times part comes in. Yeah. Now, I don't think that's referring to the deaths on stream, because I shouldn't have had that many. Let's see. Escape statistics. Where's the end? Number of deaths. So I should only have 2 on this one. It's not that. No, I've had a couple of concussions, and that just makes it difficult for me to remember some of the details, so I have to be more selective about what I choose to remember. I think about it in a Sherlock Holmes kind of way, where he made a reference once to his brain attic, and yeah, the newer versions of Cumberbatch have gone over the Mind Palace thing. Basically, the part that I'm referring to is the idea that when you're storing things in your attic, it's only so big, and sometimes you have to decide what you're going to keep. Yeah, 5 times a week. Twice on Tuesday, twice on Wednesday, and once on Thursday. So, yeah, but I don't remember things as well as I used to. So my attic has gotten smaller, I guess is the way I look at it. Sometimes I thought I put something in the attic, and then it's not there when I want it later. Or as some would refer to an older term for British attic would be more of a lumber room, because I suspect that's probably where you stored your burnables. Overachiever. No. We know other people that stream far more per week, but it's just that they spread it over more days. And the other thing is I'm not a static content creator in terms of I don't make videos. And you very rarely see clips or highlights from any of my VODs. Part of it is just because I can't decide what is worth keeping and what's trashing. The new information can push out the old out of the attic, but if there's certain old information, then I don't necessarily put effort into the new information. And really, a lot of it also has to do with emotional attachment or something of that nature. So one could be emotionally invested and remember something, or not. So playing bingo, I don't, or even regular Minecraft, I don't always remember the recipes for things, even if I use them a lot, because I'm not emotionally invested in it. But if I remember enjoying a book or a TV show or something like that, I will remember a bunch of details about it just because it was something I was attaching to the enjoyment. Who won this one? This one. Swanky is the new champion. Welcome back, Swanky. And that correctly pulled your user picture. Yay! You go with the cassette tape analogy. Does that mean you forgot to rewind? Or make a horrible click-click thunk noise as you flip from side to side? The swankiest of all potatoes. Yep. And that would be then that Swanky's bases, when he plays Minecraft, are the swankiest of all potato-built joints. Yay! I didn't know swank could be a verb. That's a new one. I guess, yeah. More so than an adjective in some cases. You dig holes. Diggy diggy hole. Yeah. Although his diggy diggy holes are very wet. I didn't know potatoes liked swimming so much. Inventory's not full yet. So once we finish this inventory, once again, I'm going to go place a load of the dirt, and then we'll come back. Soggy potato. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah. You only have so much room and it's been copied over so many times that sometimes old stuff bleeds through the silent parts. Agreed. Yep. Yeah, that might account for my cheesy background constant soundtrack all the time. Far better explanation than the Sixth Sense explanation, where you hear the ghosts in the background of the tape and you never really realized that it really was there. Wow. Just wow, Poodle Pirate. That's okay, Darby. Cats can be really demanding at times. Nothing rotten or poisonous about that potato. Neither Swanky nor the bacon brotato. Yay! Quite the crew. One of the things I have discovered, actually, is this sort of a weird, selfish... It just showed up that way. I didn't intend it. But have discovered that sometimes by being quasi-unintentionally hermit-ish on DadCaff servers, as in I have no problem being a part of community builds, but usually I'm too disorganized to be a part of them, and end up sort of pulling up and doing my own thing. Part of the effect of that, though, is I don't tend to get a whole lot of visitors. And that's not a complaint. It's just the side effect of that is that people either have to come and visit or come and watch, because they don't necessarily otherwise get to see what I'm up to. It's not like I've been part of a community event at some point and blathered all about it. But also, from what I'm hearing so far, we've got at least 2 castles going to be on the the DadCaff server. And so we're going to have myself, and as I understand it, Stormy's got plans for a castle as well at her base this season. So it'll be interesting because it'll be 2 very different styles of castle. I'm quite glad to see that. It's just that for the silly lore that I'm putting together, to have more castles really, really works. There. Yeah. There's nothing done by halves by the Stormy team. Never. And Stormy's team is also one that very rarely ever has a fail in the measure once, build once department. Whereas mine was the, was it measure twice or 3 times and build 4 or 5 times? Yeah. We're on castle version 4 right now. Heavens no. Heavens no. Well, that's not gonna work. Let's get rid of those. Too many pieces. I wasn't watching carefully enough. Okay. It's nice because for the lore that I'm working with, it's great to have more castles in the region too, because she's not necessarily my nearest neighbor, but last I heard I was her nearest neighbor. So that works out well. But I was amused yesterday, I think it was, when I raided into Joel Duggan, that he was working on a medieval castle as well, but that his style is more of when people say, medieval castle, we think of stone and possibly some wood pillars involved and things like that, but we don't necessarily think of that got me. That got me. Oh, actually, I wonder if that one's on a randomizer. I know some of the sounds I've got are on randomizers, so if I found 2 or 3 different versions of the sound that I liked, that I put them in, and then the playing of them will randomly pick one. So easiest example of that is the creeper. Some of the creepers will just hiss, some of them will explode, but we don't never know which one's which. CJ strikes again, and Poodle laughs again. See, it's great teamwork. Okay, if I'm to use a single word, would you prefer poodle or do you prefer pirate? Because I'm kind of... Poodle pirate's great, but it's a bit of a mouthful sometimes. Mwahaha! Yeah. Which gives me a chance to see whether or not this works.
Hello?
Nope, didn't go that way. Yeah, sound booth bot. It's supposed to be there, it's supposed to be working, but of course it doesn't. That's the way it goes. Because I forgot to open it. Aha! It has to be open on another screen. And I closed that tab by mistake. Yeah, if Poodle Pirate, most say poodle. Uh-huh, but what would you rather hear? Oh, okay, so we'll go with poodle. Okay. I used to have a poodle cross dog, so that should be easier for me to remember. See, the emotional attachment bit. Alright, what else could I throw out? Let's throw out the stone, because I can get more. I don't have a dirt generator. Yeah, anything but late for dinner, right? Isn't that how it goes? Alright, so our inventory is virtually full. Let's eat something so we can actually move. Sorry, that sigh is like, why can't they have some parity with themselves? So YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, Mojang has, unfortunately, they have a lovely little feature while you're rowing your boat. You can, as long as you start the eat, then it will still listen to you then adding the movement of the boat. So if you're holding both down, you can actually get your boat to go at a decent pace. You have to keep starting and stopping, but it will go at a decent pace. Whereas if you are just simply having food while you're walking, that is not the case, and it feels to me even slower than when I'm crouching to do something. But I mean, it probably isn't. It's just that's how it feels to me. And these weird little gap pauses where it doesn't place a block, I don't understand. Whereas other times it places 2 blocks, and it's not a mouse thing because it happens on only Minecraft that does that. Although I will say I do have some weird mouse behavior from time to time, where I will be firing off extra arrows when I don't intend to. But at one point I thought that had to do with my mouse sensitivity, and apparently does not. So yeah. This is the last layer of dirt we need to add. So everything that's already placed, we need to go move up by 1. But then I can start taking down the walls and leveling them. Which is, as you can guess, what we will be doing this evening. I'm just leaving a 2-block gap at this end right now, just until I can get the walls fixed, because right here, I'm a little concerned that if I leave just a 1, there's a slim chance I might be able to get golems and villagers leaving the farm. Leaving the farm, leaving the house. Yes, Stitch. Let's see. This one. Why am I not working? Did I not have that one on? Let's go see. 100 entries? No. Okay. Evil. Didn't I put that in there? Evil. Oh, spell it right. Weird. It's there. Wonder why it doesn't like me today. Maybe because... Huh. Well, it's supposed to work. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Alerts. Properties? Can I please get you to work just once? I suppose not. Okay, well, that is what it is. Nope, doesn't like it. It should be playing that on stream. Unless you guys are hearing it, I'm not. That's the other possibility, is I may have forgotten. Yep, I didn't monitor. Ha 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 ha. Okay, now you guys are seeing both. Which one's this? Okay, monitor and monitor and monitor and monitor off. That explains a lot. That explains a lot. Okay. Yep. So now, yeah, that's one of my new toys. There's a few default sounds that I don't have to pay for. So I figured I'd start there just as a test and see what people thought of it. And that one is open to everybody. So there's a few sounds there as well that don't cost any points or anything like that. We've got things like Wookiee and so forth. And I don't know why there's no cooldown. It's probably because I'm the host, browser, I guess. Browser? Sorry, broadcaster. All right. Very, very evil. Oh, let's see if we can get this one done. I don't think I'll be able to do much more. We're just about at the top of the hour, so I'm going to be starting to look for someone interesting to raid to. It's Wednesday, so we'll see if any of our favorites are up. Otherwise, we'll look for someone new. Bingo. Nope, not bingo. Sure. This evening we will be back. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get moving on the walls for that one and hopefully have some more interesting conversation. I'll just figure out what I've been thinking about working on throughout the day. So we've got some cedar topics. Got a ways to go. And I will definitely do my best to clear out that follow bot that we have coming. Because nobody needs that silliness. On the other hand, I'm glad I've got that ability to shut down the queue so that you guys didn't have to hear it. Vincent Price indeed did have the best evil. Yeah. I think he did. Although I will admit, one of my probably second favorite would be if it's a real person, my second favorite would be Gene Wilder, because he had a great one that he used to use. He used it in, say, Young Frankenstein, for example. I think you might get to hear it a little bit in his version of the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then my third favorite is actually Sesame Street Count. The count was just fun. You know? One dirt block. Ah, 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 ah. But yeah. And from the magic angle, I also liked Sesame Street's magician character, which I can never remember his name though, but he used to say silly things like, "A la peanut butter sandwiches." So yeah. Silly, silly stuff. Guys, are you gonna be in the way? Be useful. The Great Salami. Yes, that's the one. Which, he reminds me of a guy who used to go by the name Tom Sony. That wasn't his name, but that. And then there was also another one who would go by Mr. Electric, because he would do all kinds of stuff with light bulbs and so forth. Yes, Sesame Street and the Muppets were awesome. Canadian Sesame Street, the otter was okay. Our polar bear was awful. So we had extra extra mascots because Canada does that. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason as to why, but we had to be different. So there's an otter who speaks French, and a polar bear who was annoyingly English only for a long time. On the other hand, I mean, we had our own set of like Canadian comedians that would come on, and they would be a part of it as well. Oh shoot, I can't even remember the names. Oh well, it wasn't critical to the conversation, but I grew up on reruns of an old TV series called SCTV. I know I've mentioned it in stream before, and one of the names that came out of that, or a couple of the names that you guys might recognize out of that, would be Catherine O'Hara and John Candy. We also had Martin Short and Eugene Levy and Joe Flaherty. Those are the major ones. And I'm trying to remember what the other lady's name was. That's the one that gets me. She used to play a character called Edith Prickly. Yeah. And so that was a Canadian thing. It started in Toronto. And then it moved down to the States, but it didn't take off at the States nearly as much. But the actors definitely did better with their careers down there. So that's where they became big after that. Andrea Martin, perfect. Yes, exactly. So Andrea Martin also got to show up, sometimes in character, sometimes as herself on Sesame Street. So that was one of the big hints that I was watching a Canadian version of it rather than the American one, because the American one never had cool people like that. Aha! Well, that's a whole nother conversation. So park that thought, and I'll try and write that down and think about it for this evening, because I had a whole load of thoughts on Red Green. Loved it to pieces. Let's just write this down. Red Green. Okay, so we're 5 after the hour. That should give a little bit of overlap for whoever we choose to raid into. But for today, let's just do a quick. Up we go. Woohoo! Okay, so oops, let's go the usual direction. And back. So this is where we're at. We're just leveling off inside, working on some more moats and some more walls, and making some progress. I know it doesn't look like much, but considering that I'm not using a schematic, this is all from the top of my bean, then it's working well. So we are here, and let's turn this around again. Yoink. And that's where we're going to stop. We'll find somebody to raid, and this evening I will be on, if I do the math, 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe, with a little bit more chaos, and then we'll see who we head into after that. But I will be definitely joining you guys in DC streams as well. So, live we have, it's not Saturday night, just in case you're curious. Okay, ooh, Maribel Jade is still on, so that's definitely where we're going to head to. So I'm going to start that raid up, and then do please give her our best. Yep, that's broken. That's okay. Good to know. So, special thank you today to ITT Tom for the raid, and also to new following from Dari and Soda. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. I'll have to take a look and see if I can figure that one out. We have a bot raid, as you can see, coming through. So yeah, let's just skip all of that. On the end screen, where's the credit roll? Block. All right. So thank you very much to everybody who was hanging out in chat. I know we were chatting with Poodle Pirate and Zerk and Yellow and Max and Fantastic Sherlock Fox for sure. DadCaff popped in for a bit. And I think I missed a few. And there's a few that are actually appearing to multi-park in the conversation, which is interesting. And thanks to Swanky as well. We will see you guys soon. Say hi to Jade. And bye-bye for now. Have a good day.